Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here on Friday the 10th of June 2016 at 4:40 in the afternoon Eastern time. Now a very interesting thing happened today. Somebody knocked on the door at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought, well, maybe, I had the door tied shut. I thought, well, maybe Paul got home early for some reason. I thought, oh, dear Lord, please don't let him have been sent home. It was Mr. Howard from the Eagle construction people. And he said, can you come down here and look at something with me? I said, sure. So I went on down the driveway here, and it was about the driveway. And the last word I had heard about the driveway was, we're going to, when he gets his paving equipment back for when they pave the other side of the road, they're going to put asphalt on the driveway. And that's why we have the little speed bump effect here and so forth. But, we go down here to the end of the driveway, and, he says, what we need to do is we need to put in the driveway. He says, we can get it done earlier if we put in a concrete driveway. And I said, okay. And then he says, what that would mean is, we have to come in and put in some more gravel, and that's fine. And then he says, what we'll do is we're going to put gravel over here so that you can park your trucks there for about 4 days. So we have end of pour, concrete down to the end of the, to the road there. And meanwhile, we have to park our trucks down here for 4 days. Right down here. Now, leaving aside the concrete, which I'll discuss presently, there's no way I'm going to put my truck right down there in what I consider essentially the free theft zone. And have us park our 2 trucks down there in the free theft zone. So I was not particularly happy with that idea. So, I said, I'm really not a fan of a concrete driveway anyway, because I'm really not, for a variety of reasons. And to be real honest, I'm not a fan of the asphalt driveway either, because given the slope of these things in the wintertime, it's going to be slicker and snot to try to get out onto that road. And it's far easier to deal with just the gravel when you're doing that kind of stuff. Plus, I've always had a nice gravel driveway. I mean, it's, gravel's what I have, gravel's what I'm used to, gravel's what I like. So I said, well, one, I really, really don't want the concrete. I said, now, I'm very willing to wait for the asphalt if, that's, going to be another 6-8 months or more, that's fine by me. I said, actually, what I prefer is actually just a nice gravel driveway. He said, oh, we can gravel it all the way up, all the way up. I said, no, I just see you just, stop right where you were already planning to stop. Just because, I'm very happy with what I've got up toward the house. And he kind of looked a bit surprised. I said, yeah, I know, I'm very unusual in that regard, but that's, that's the way I am. That's what I think. He said, well, I got to go talk to the the Ohio Department of Transportation people to see if they'd agree to go along with that. In other words, he has to get their permission to use a less expensive alternative at the request of the one person, indeed the only person who's going to be affected by that decision. He and I sort of had a little joshing back and forth about that point. And the way we left it is he'll ask him to see if it's okay, and then if that's the case, then they'll, at some point here, maybe middle of next week, late next week, put in a gravel drive, a nice gravel driveway. I said, well, now if you're, don't do a really nice job until you're done dragging all your stuff around. I mean, there's no point doing a nice job only to have somebody come and run heavy equipment over it and drag stuff over it. Wait till you're going to be out of here and then do it. That might happen, that might not. But heck, I might even be, they may just have to say, well, you got to do a concrete drive, you got to have a concrete driveway. It's like that old joke about the guy being in the hospital bed and he had a series of enemas, and his roommate got a couple of bowls of chicken soup that he didn't like. And so the guy said to the roommate, buddy, you better drink that or eat that chicken soup because otherwise they're going to come in here and squirt it up your ass. And that's kind of the same situation here with, having to get approval from ODOT to not do work that's going to cost them more money. Government, don't you love it? Well, Mr. Howard's a hell of a nice guy, and he's very easy to work with. He asked about these, the tree trunks that are lying around, and I said, well, my understanding was that, one, you were going to take them anyway. I said, you're certainly welcome to them. In fact, I think the complete clearance people, which actually were subcontractors for Eigel, which I had not realized, they're the ones that told me that, Mr. Howard would like some of that stuff. I said, that's fine. So he said, I might come in here with a trailer and get those here. And I said, that's absolutely fine by me. You're more than welcome to them. So that was one of my little surprises here today. Well, the surprise of the day, actually. And then 2 nights ago, and I didn't tell you this, excuse me, 2 nights ago I had a hell of a nightmare. And the reason I got thinking about nightmares was because there's a fellow I subscribed to, his channel is called Nightmares. He's well worth listening to, and I say listening to because when you look at it, you think it's a gaming channel, but basically he might be showing this video game underlay, but he's doing a voiceover where he tells a story or makes a point. And Nightmares, capital N, night, standard spelling, no space, mares, capital M-A-R-E-S, capital M then small lowercase. Worth looking at. But anyway, the nightmare I had was, and I can't remember the lead into this, and it was such a vivid dream I could have written down the whole thing, of course, when you wake up in the morning, but I actually woke up in a sweat with my heart pounding on this one. I had dreamt that, because I had been bad-mouthing Hillary Clinton to people, Bill Clinton broke into my house, broke into my bedroom, shoved a semi-automatic pistol in my face, shoved a semi-automatic pistol in my face and pulled the trigger several times. And there was no, it didn't fire, but you felt this sort of this air whoosh, 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 right in the center of your chest. Very realistic. Scared me to death. Well, not to death, fortunately. I woke up. I should have written it down. You always say that, but you never do. I never do. I thought I was going to should make a video right away, but I didn't. Wow. Meanwhile, apparently the night Liz and Henry came over, these cable guys have been doing some work down there at night and unseen in the afternoon, apparently, because they've shifted our actual cable connection over to the diagonal that now goes across the road. Although you've still got cut stuff hanging down on the stuff that runs along this side of the road. At some point they're going to have to get that out of there. See, and that would be another bit of work and stuff happening on this new gravel driveway I don't want to have happening, So I just assume they wait about this driveway, as I sort of indicated. They did take this backhoe up off the creek bank that was down on our side, and ran it. You could see the tracks of it going farther up along this side of the road, and then they crossed over to the other side. And again, that's one of those things. I don't want them doing that kind of stuff on something new that they've put in. That's relatively intended to be more or less permanent. They've got tree trunks to drag out of here. They've got other stuff they need to drag out of here. But well, I can only make my point so often, and then that's all you can say. Meanwhile, they've been banging around, tearing down the bridge on the other side, digging up the old road. And that pretty much does it here. The reason the video has got so many odd little clips in it is I did that first take in 10 minutes, and then when you're doing the high def, it cuts off after. It usually cuts off after 8. But I got this really ultra new powerful battery that you can usually get 10 minutes out of it per take, and well over 40 minutes of it, when you're doing video. Unlike the others, which you got maybe about 30. Okay. Technical stuff, huh? So again, I'll try to say bye-bye, YouTubers. We have a family of robins that I'll have to show you at some point, but you can't really see them, so not really worth taking your time up on that. But the three babies are getting quite big. Well, 2 of them are getting quite big, and the third one's obviously will be going over the side here any time because his siblings are starving him or her out. Called life, isn't it? Okay, bye-bye now. And in postscript city here about this concrete driveway, why would you, he says, I'm going to use a medium rate setting concrete for this. It'll take at least 3 days. So you shouldn't be on it, for at least 4 days. And I didn't think to ask him. I said, well, you ran these curbs through here with that really fast setting stuff. Why can't you just use the fast setting stuff for the driveway, and then essentially we could drive on it the next morning? Beats the heck out of me. Or maybe I just completely don't understand any of that concrete stuff. All right.